Hello, Saints. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Y'all hear about Paula White? Ooh, she's trying to choke me. Y'all hear about Paula White? So now Paula White got a job in the White House. Lord have mercy. This man, he has not even filled up the White House with real employees yet. He's been in office 3 years. Has there some over 100 positions that still not been filled? But yet it's becoming election time. So he's putting all of his demons in place. Paula White, number one demon. She's supposed to be the spiritual advisor to the President of the United States. You guys want to know, I assume you do know, what Paula White's address is in New York City? I'm sure she has several different high-rises and mansions and so forth. But her New York residence is in Trump Tower. Since the beginning, she's always been a Trumpian. This is a woman professing to be a spokesman for God. Donald Trump is probably the closest thing we've ever come to having a demon in the White House. All of his actions, all of his hateful things that he's done, the way he's attacked Mexican people, made their lives miserable, the way he's attacked people trying to immigrate to this country, he's virtually stopped it all. All of the evil things he's said, all of his sexual misdeeds from the past, all of his marrying sex, I don't know what you call her. I saw some very sexy pictures of his wife. Well, I guess as a billionaire, not in politics, it would be appropriate to marry a person like that. But let's face it, this is not First Lady, what we're used to for First Ladies. Not to mention the tapes what they have of him. You know, it's a shame we have to just go back to the tapes because Donald Trump does so much wrong that it's difficult to remember what he's done. So people keep speaking about the same thing, that same old damn Access Hollywood tape. And he has done so much more than that since then. Every week is just like, I used to talk about him quite a bit in the beginning. But I couldn't keep up. Every day it was something different. This man is a train wreck. And she goes in there talking about wherever she puts her foot, God, what you say? She said, wherever I go, God rules. Where I put my feet, God is holy. So if I go to the White House will be holy and all this. Donald Trump has shown over and over and over and over again that he has got absolutely no interest in religion. Yet them people voted for him. 80% of the evangelicals voted for Donald Trump. He just goes out and throws out a few words. He can't even get the verses right. What was that, 2 Corinthians? Has anybody ever called that 2 Corinthians? Hasn't it always been 2 Corinthians? Anybody who's ever been near a church would have certainly heard it over and over and over again. I mean, it's only one book, so we hear the same thing over and over and over again. And he has never even heard that book referenced. There's nothing spiritual about Donald Trump. What Trump and this white woman have in common is their worship of money. Their worship of money. Trust me, after Trump leaves office, whatever years he has left is going to be in investigations about what he did, how he was able to get money out of their presidency. That's it. You can believe that. You can believe that. The investigations are not over when he leaves. He's been under investigation since the day he walked into office. He started off by firing the head of the FBI and has been going downhill ever since. So now he done got Paula White working in the White House. Why? It's election time. She's there to secure the evangelical votes. What is she called? She's called the Office of Public Liaison. Office of Public Liaison. She's the advisor to the Faith and Opportunity Initiative. She's going to be heading that initiative. Faith and Opportunity. Okay. Please don't have Paula White counting no money. Please. Well, Paula White, you've done one thing. You've proven to us that it's not just black people who you rip off. Apparently, these evangelical white people are also listening to you, or you've been assigned to capture them. You won't be able to resist, though. The smart ones will see right through you, because it's all going to be around money. Ain't no way in hell you're going to dedicate any of your time to anything that's not going to produce cash. Some will, but at least you have the same amount of disrespect for them as you have for us. See, black people are very spiritual. Well, everybody knows that. First thing, anytime you watch a movie about black people, there's always going to be a church in there somewhere. We're spiritual people. Our nature is that. This woman plugged into that, and she's been ripping black folks off for decades. 4 decades. And the kind of rhetoric she talks, this give me so much money, sow a seed, sow a seed, sow a seed. Every sermon, sow a seed, sow a seed, sow a seed. Everything is about giving her your money. I don't know why these people are so arrogant to believe that you're supposed to give them your money. All they got to do is put the name, I'm a spokesman for Jesus. And you just give them all your money on television, giving money, flying around the world, just collecting money, buckets and buckets and buckets of money. This is the spiritual advisor to the President of the United States. They're money worshipers. That's what they are. Well, it's official. She's in there now. She's always been his spiritual advisor, like Trump. Trump doesn't even take advice from the damn people who are hired to give him advice. From the FBI, CIA, all of the damn military people. He don't take advice from nobody. Or he considers Putin's opinions, and that's about it. Anybody talk too much, he fires them. This is what we have, people. Hopefully, I pray that they're not going to have this woman up front in television, in social media, with all of her nasty ass rhetoric, just ripping people off, They're going to want her. They're going to suggest that she doesn't talk about money when she's in this position, but she won't be able to help herself. That's her whole sermon. Give me your money. Oh, excuse me. Give God your money. How does he give? How do I give God my money and you go and buy a high-rise apartment in a high-rise apartment in Trump Tower? I give God my money and you go and buy Rolls Royces to give to T.D. Jakes. Or was that a Bentley? Excuse me. You go and travel around the world, who knows how many homes, all this stuff you're buying. This is all the money we're supposed to be giving to God? If we're giving the money to God, why do you get to spend it? Anyway, these people always piss me off. They always piss me off. But what you're doing, Paula White, you hurt Christianity. You hurt it. Because for thinking people, or atheist people, or people who have made up their minds, they see somebody like you getting here talking about Jesus, God, what you say? To say no to Trump is to say no to God. Lord have mercy. Them people, thinking people, not poor people. We tend to think less. Thinking people will say, well, my God, these people are nothing but crooks. They're nothing but crooks. Scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal, one after another. And they say this is supposed to be their spiritual leader. Well, I'm glad you moved on to bigger things now. You can go ahead and hypnotize the whole United States of America and get your foot off the black folks' neck. We've given you enough, Miss Paula White. Right. So you want to move on, honey. Sickening. Goodbye, people.